All right, it's Windjammer. I'm coming from a very snowy West Texas, Guadalupe National Park, just east of El Paso. So I'm going to hike the Texas High Point, but not today. I'm going to try it in the morning and see where we can go. But I'm here, might as well do a little hiking, right? Let's see what the trail can offer. Well, like I said, I'm not going to do Guadalupe Peak today. I'm going to try that in the morning if I can. Well, I left my crampons at home, which I meant to get them, but I got up at 3 a.m. to get to the airport and just left them. Dumb move. I'm definitely going to need them. Or, well, I'll try anyway. But I'm doing a little called Devil's Hole Trail. It's like 3 miles, 3.5 miles. And so I'm gonna get a little hiking in today. Which way am I going here? Devil's Hole. Oh, there's a way. All right. Well, it's a little after 4 o'clock, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the end of this little trail. Like I said, it's only about 3.5 miles. But yeah, I flew in, had to drive over to the park. It's just not a lot of time. And I got my headlamp with me. But in these type of conditions, I don't really know if I want to be adding hiking at night on top of that. So I'm trying to huff it. But it's just cool to be out here. Little winter Wonderland. Definitely a cool experience. I don't get to do a lot of snow hiking, so I dig it. And these mountains, man. The Guadalupes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, that way. Well, sadly, I made an executive decision to turn around. I'm not too terribly far to the Devil's Hole area, but whoa, exactly. The trail's getting to where, if you can see behind me, it's really just climbing a lot of snow-covered rocks, and that's gonna slow me down, and I'm already not sure if I'm gonna make it back before the sun goes down. So sometimes you gotta call it. But we're here to climb the highest point in Texas anyway, not the Devil's Hole Trail. So I'm gonna get back to the car, and I have phone service there, so that's cool. I don't know, might watch a movie or something at camp tonight, and get up in the morning and take a shot at the peak. So I'm gonna put this phone away and get back to that front country campsite area. And that's gonna be it for tonight. So, see you in the morning. Peace. I have to film just a little bit more of this because it's just so beautiful. Man, I kind of wish I would have made it to the end of this little trail. But yeah, it just wasn't worth it. We'll do the big one tomorrow and get up on top of Guadalupe. Man, so cool. But anyway, well, I said that was gonna be it earlier and it wasn't it, so now this is it. I gotta get to my car. All right. Good morning. The sun looks awesome in the background. It's a little after 8:30. And I'm taking a shot up to the highest point in Texas, Guadalupe Peak. I made the executive decision last night to not pitch a tent in the huge snowstorm. So I just slept in my car. I've done that before for country campsites, but it's not comfortable. But here we are. I'm bundled like I've never been bundled before. It's cold, windy, and it's probably gonna get colder and much, much windier the closer we get to the summit. But it's a beautiful day. Didn't start that way at first. It looked kind of ominous this morning actually, but the sun's come out, clouds have rolled away. Now we'll just get to the top. The wind is just blowing. I feel like I should be expecting an ice troll around any corner. And yes, that is a Skyrim climbing to the Greybeard steel order. Pretty cool. Just this wall here. Oh, man. Very sadly, I don't know if I'm gonna make the summit. There was one person ahead of me and she's already turned around. I don't know if you see this trail. That's intense stuff. Still 2 miles away from the summit. And this is only gonna get worse. So I'm gonna go a little bit further and just see, because it's kind of hard to say no, but I don't think this is gonna be long. Gotta turn around. All right, well, I've made it to Big Bend. So after the difficulties in Guadalupe National Park, I'm hoping this section of the Texas Adventure will go a little bit more smoothly. So a little chilly right now, nothing too bad. The sun's starting to hit the cliffs and mountains, so I'm sure I'll be walking in those rays soon enough. So I'm parked. Time to grab my gear and hit the trail. Big Bend National Park. Here we go. All right, well, I've hiked the little connector trail from the backcountry parking up to where the visitor center is and the day hiking parking. Here's a nice little sign. They didn't do that mountain lion justice, I don't think, though. Poor guy. He's all right, bud. So this is the actual trailhead to start my hike. And yeah. So I'm gonna pull this over here because I have not asked anybody how to properly pronounce this word. So I know I'm probably gonna butcher it. This is the Chisos Basin trailhead. Chisos Mountains, maybe? Ah, somebody's gonna get me for that one. All right, now let's officially kick this dude off. I'm not very far into this trail at all, and that's already a pretty stunning view. There'll be much more of those to come. I don't know if it's picking up that far out there, but yeah, beautiful. Let's get up in these mountains. All right, just passed a sign that said I'm 5 miles away from Emory Peak. That's gonna be a cool spot, and I'm gonna climb up and get a 360 view of these mountains. But looking at the maps, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a pretty steady climb for those 5 miles. But then the rest of the trail shouldn't be too difficult. But time to warm those legs up early. I'm in no rush, so take my time. Very pretty little section of grass here. And some campsites through here. That's cool. Here's a little sign for one right back in there. I think those are the Juniper Flats. Not positive about that. Yeah. Cool little camp area, not very far from the start of things. There's a good shot of the pinnacles. Very pretty. Then you swing over here, you can see the basin, and it's pretty stellar. Way on down there, that's the visitor center, and there's some like lodges down there as well. Pretty cool. That is pretty freaking cool. This goes on forever. Well, I am at the junction to head up Emory Peak, which is 1.5 miles that way. So I'm gonna go up there and get to the summit of that, and then come back down and head down the Boot Canyon Trail to the South Rim. There's Emory Peak. You can see the trail cutting right up the side of it, and then I guess I'm gonna kind of loop around the back end and get up there to the top. So I think that's the tallest peak in here. But anyway, I know there's gonna be really awesome views from that summit, so I'll be there in a little bit. Well, here's a note for anybody that's backpacking this loop, wants to go up Emory Peak. I ran into another guy on the way up here, and he was like, man, you should have left your backpack down in the, oops, almost tripped, down in the little canisters they have for backpackers. I was like, I didn't see it. It's like, it's right there. When you branch off, it says even a sign, leave your backpacks in here. So, oh well, I'm carrying mine up Emory Peak and back, so certainly would have been nice to shed the pack for a little while, but oh well, guess you gotta pay attention. So it's basically rock climbing up that whole section there. But wow. Just a little bit further to go. Here's the summit of Emory Peak. 7,796 feet above sea level. Those are some solid 360-degree views.
Yeah, seriously.
Just keep turning around, that's all right.
I lost out my camera for a minute.
All right, now I gotta climb down. All right. Whew. This is definitely one of the sketchier things I've done in a while. I don't know if you can tell how steep it is climbing down this, but it's very steep. If you screw up, extremely unforgiving. Where'd that wind come from? Come on. I'm putting this away. As you can see, my shadow. He's with me along this path. Good Lord. All right, I made it back down from that junction, and I'm heading into the Boot Canyon on the Boot Canyon Trail. I'm not too sure how far I am away from my campsite. I'm going to guess about 4 miles, maybe, something like that. But shouldn't be too much climbing left for the whole trip. And it's a really cool area. I did pass a lot of day hikers going up to Emory Peak and back, because that's obviously a cool day hiking destination. But since I've gotten to that junction and turned right, I don't expect to see near as many people, if anybody. So that should be pretty cool. And I'll check in later. All right, Boot Canyon. That is a pretty view. This little structure right there in the center, I don't know what it's called, but I'm naming it Falcon Rock. It looks like it's got wings and a falcon head. To me, anyway. There's the trail. Pretty cool. I can't wait to get to the South Rim to see the views looking straight off back there. It's gonna be pretty neat. All right, I've hit another junction, and I'm gonna be heading left towards the South Rim Trail, which is only 1.8 miles away. So once I reach the South Rim Trail, I'm pretty sure my campsite's you know, pretty early on that little trail. So probably 2 miles, maybe 2.5 to my campsite. Also guess. But yeah, very pleasant stroll. It was very quiet until someone just yelled somewhere. I don't know if that picked up. But yeah, should be some incredible views coming up shortly. All right, I got an update on how to say the name of this basin. The one I was butchering from the beginning. So I just ran into some dudes that were, well, some girls too, that were day hiking, and they said they're heading back to the basin. And he said it was, and I was like, hold on, how do you say that? And it's Chisos, the Chisos Basin. Good to know. And also, there's a ton of water out here. Yeah, it might not be the best to drink, but if you're in a pinch, it's there. Just use a filter. I've passed a lot of water. So maybe I didn't have to carry the 4 liters that I'm carrying. Too late now, hombre. So, close to the South Rim. just like that, I've hit the South Rim Trail. So, what do you think is going to be behind that tree? Let us look together. My money is on stellar views. I would have won that bet. Jeez! Whoop, little loose rocks. I'm okay though. Oh, mucho gusto. That's beautiful. Well, I'm very, very close to my campsite now. I just can't get over these views. I mean, this is special. Wonder how far that is. Like, how far is my eye seeing? It's a long way. Really freaking cool. All right, let's get on the camp. Very close. Just a little tidbit for anybody that might be using all trails and is planning on staying at South Rim Campsite 4. South Rim Campsite 4 is not where All Trails says it is. And now I have a hole in my leg and a piece of cactus stuck in my shoe aimed right at my big toe to prove it. I was able to break it in half. I couldn't dig the whole thing out. So, I don't know. I'm gonna be walking at some point and suddenly just, holy crap. I can feel it. Just gotta be careful. I'm almost there though. It's not 4, it's just a little bit further down than where it says. So there you go. All right, camp is set up. It's not great, but it'll do. This is actually probably the worst campsite I've been at in a really long time. It's in a burn zone, which, I mean, that's not a big deal. And I actually knew that coming in, that there was a burn area, so no big deal. But it's messy, man. I mean, there's toilet paper over there and everything. There's no signs. There were no signs that said this was South Rim 4, but there was a bare box, and I guess this is it. Ground's really hard. I couldn't get all the stakes in, so I reinforced this thing with rocks using all the guidelines. Something just popped there, probably something trying to come out, but it's going to stay. Yeah, that little right there is trying to come out, but it's going to stay, and it'll do. So that's it. But it is in a sweet location because the rim is just right behind me, not far at all. There's gonna be some bomb sunrises, some bomb sunsets, and some starry nights. Oh, oh, oh. Now this just speaks for itself. I'll get the sunset, but it's not quite time yet. But the way the lights reflecting off these mountains is it's pretty cool to see. Obviously the wind's pretty strong. Not as bad as yesterday though. Well, I'm back down in my tent. And there's still a little bit of light out, but it's closing down pretty quickly. And this is going to be it for my one little night out in Big Bend National Park. So good night, and I'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. Well, I woke up at 6:30 to go try to see the sunrise. But the wind was just ripping, and it was so cold when I stepped out. I was like, oh, I just want to get back in my sleeping bag. So I got back in my sleeping bag and slept for a while. So I did miss the sunrise, unfortunately. But it's still pretty cold, even though the sun's gotten out. It's just the wind that's kind of doing it. But I'm packed up, and well, mostly packed up. It's time to get back on the trail. I'm about 6 miles away from the trailhead. Most of it's all downhill, so it should be a pretty easy breezy stroll through Texas. So here we go. Love these big weeds. I feel like a Russell Crowe in Gladiator, running my hand through them. I'm doing it. I can't see it, but I'm doing it. Running my hands through the weeds. Trail marker here. Now starting the Laguna Meadows Trail. That sounds really fancy. So I hope it's beautiful. We'll find out how Laguna Meadows holds up soon, I suppose. I'm probably only about 2.5 miles away from the finish line. But the light is really looking beautiful along the Chisos Basin. I think I got it right that time. You actually see a few buildings down there from the visitor center. Still a little bit of ways to go. But it's a beautiful morning here in Big Bend National Park. And a really cool little area is called the Window. I'm almost back to the trailhead, and there's actually a little trail down there. It's called the Window Trail. It just takes you very short, just to take you get a good view of that. And there it is. It's very cool. Let's see, imagine the intersection to, yep, where I started and where I split off to go around the west side of the mountains. This is where I reconvene. So I'm down in the Chisos Basin, and I'll be at my car soon. All right, and just like that, I'm back at the car. A little hungry. I really want some coffee. That's what I want in a bad way. I want a cup of coffee. I'm about to figure that out. But Big Bend, really cool place. Obviously the highlights were the summit of Emory Peak and just going along the South Rim in general. I mean, that was awesome. You know, and where you were looking west to see the sunset from the South Rim was pretty cool too. So I'd like to get back and maybe camp on the East Rim and then do the outer loop, because, you know, the East Rim you'd be able to see those sunrises, which I didn't see sunrise this morning because I went back to bed, but honestly it kind of blocked a little anyway. You wouldn't be able to see the scope of it from where I was camped out on the South Rim. But anyway, great trip. Windjammers. Gonna go find that coffee.